Hello everyone, today's card is the Nine of Pentacles. There is something meaningful making its way toward you, even if you cannot fully see it yet. As I'm sharing this message, I can see a hawk soaring high above before gently landing at the very top of a tree. It's a beautiful reminder of perspective, freedom, and the ability to rise above circumstances. The hawk doesn't question the wind beneath its wings. It trusts its instincts and knows exactly when to soar and when to rest. There is wisdom in that. The Nine of Pentacles carries a similar energy. This card is a powerful symbol of independence, self-mastery, personal achievement, and the rewards that come from your dedication and perseverance. It speaks of creating a life that reflects your values, rather than following a path that others have chosen for you. You are stepping into a season where your efforts, lessons, and growth begin to bear fruit. You may feel as though you're standing at the edge of a new chapter. The destination isn't completely visible yet, and there may still be unanswered questions about what comes next. You might be wondering how certain opportunities will appear, which direction to take, or whether you're making the right choices. The Nine of Pentacles reminds you that you do not need every answer before taking the next step. Clarity often arrives through movement rather than waiting. This card suggests that a journey is beginning, one that is deeply personal and uniquely yours. Rather than relying on the approval or expectations of others, you are being encouraged to trust your own judgment, intuition, and inner wisdom. The path ahead may not look like anyone else's, and that is exactly as it should be. Your greatest success will come from embracing your authenticity and honoring what truly resonates with your soul. You've been moving through a significant chapter of your life that can best be described as a period of profound solitude. A time where you've naturally withdrawn from external distractions and turned inward to focus on your personal growth, healing, and self-discovery. In many ways, you've been living in what spiritual traditions often call hermit mode. While this phase may have felt lonely at times, it has actually served a powerful purpose. It has given you the space to reconnect with yourself, examine your life from a deeper perspective, and gain clarity about who you truly are and what you genuinely want moving forward. Throughout this period, you've spent countless moments reflecting on past experiences, processing emotional wounds, reevaluating relationships, and learning valuable lessons from both your successes and your setbacks. Instead of allowing challenges to harden you, you've used them as opportunities for growth. Every disappointment, every obstacle, and every difficult chapter has contributed to shaping a wiser, stronger, and more resilient version of yourself. What makes this journey especially meaningful is that your transformation hasn't happened overnight. It has been gradual, like a slow but powerful alchemical process. You've taken pain and turned it into wisdom. You've transformed confusion into understanding, setbacks into lessons, and vulnerability into inner strength. The person you are becoming carries a level of self-awareness and emotional maturity that can only be developed through lived experience. This energy is beautifully represented by the Temperance card. Temperance is one of the most powerful symbols of healing, balance, and spiritual integration. It speaks of finding harmony between different aspects of yourself, your mind and heart, your past and future, your ambitions, and your need for peace. Rather than operating from extremes, you're learning the importance of patience, moderation, and trusting the natural timing of life. The card also represents spiritual alchemy, the ability to blend life's contrasting experiences into something meaningful and transformative. Just as an alchemist turns ordinary metals into gold, you have been turning life's hardships into personal wisdom and emotional strength. This process has allowed you to develop a deeper understanding of yourself and a greater appreciation for your own journey. Now, the Star card appears, bringing a powerful message of hope, visibility, and purpose. It feels like I'm speaking to someone who has spent a long time behind the scenes, away from the spotlight. Yet, despite all that time in isolation, you were never meant to stay hidden forever. You're moving from one extreme to another, from being alone for so long to entering a completely new chapter where many people will notice, appreciate, and value who you are. There's something truly unique about your energy. You carry a special frequency that sets you apart. You seem deeply connected to spiritual support, whether through angelic guidance, nature spirits, or the wisdom of your cosmic and ancestral connections. You're not walking this path alone, even if it has felt that way at times. What stands out strongly is that you've experienced long periods of stagnation, inactivity, and isolation. But that phase is coming to an end. A significant shift is approaching, and you're about to step into a space where your presence will be recognized by many people. What's remarkable is that you've earned this transformation by creating your own path. Instead of waiting for someone else to lead you, you've learned to trust yourself. You've become the leader you always hoped to be. You understand that your higher self, your spiritual guides, and your ancestral wisdom are helping direct your journey. I sense a deep emotional wound connected to the Three of Swords. This doesn't feel like a simple disappointment, misunderstanding, or passing heartbreak. It feels like a more layered experience, something that reached into a vulnerable part of you and left an imprint that didn't fully fade with time. The kind of pain that doesn't just sit in memory, but subtly shapes how you respond to trust, closeness, and emotional safety in the present. What stands out here is the intensity of emotional repetition. It feels as though the original hurt wasn't experienced just once. It may have been revisited through ongoing interactions, reminders, or patterns that kept reopening the same emotional space. When that happens, pain stops being a single event and becomes a cycle, where the mind and heart keep returning to what wasn't resolved or fully understood. This also feels like an experience where emotional imbalance played a central role. There's a strong sense that you were the one consistently investing more, emotionally, mentally, and perhaps even practically. You were showing up, giving effort, extending understanding, and holding space. But the return you received didn't match that depth or consistency. Over time, that kind of imbalance can quietly turn into emotional exhaustion, because you're not just giving, you're also waiting for reciprocity that never fully arrives in the way you need it. I also sense something important here. It may not have only been about lack of effort from the other side, but also about emotional misalignment. Sometimes people simply don't have the same capacity for depth, communication, or accountability. That doesn't excuse the hurt, but it can help reframe it. Not everything that felt personal was necessarily intentional. Still, impact matters more than intent when it comes to emotional wounds, and your experience of feeling undervalued or unseen is valid in its own right. There's also a subtle undertone of confusion or inner conflict, where part of you may have been trying to make sense of mixed signals. Moments of care might have existed alongside neglect, clarity alongside ambiguity. That push and pull dynamic often creates the deepest kind of emotional confusion, because it keeps hope alive while simultaneously creating pain. The mind keeps searching for consistency that never fully stabilizes. What feels especially important in this energy is that something from the past may still be echoing into the present. It's possible that this experience didn't just hurt because of what happened. It also activated older emotional patterns around trust, self-worth, or feeling emotionally chosen. When that happens, present situations can carry more weight than they appear to on the surface. When I look at the Queen of Wands energy here, something doesn't sit right with me. The energy feels off. I sense that someone may have been directing negative intentions toward you, trying to influence or manipulate your energy in some way. These feel like low vibrational energies rather than anything positive or supportive. The good news is that your spiritual guides and protective energies have been shielding you from much of this. I'm also getting the feeling that lower energies are affecting certain people around you, particularly individuals from your past. The Five of Wands suggests conflict, tension, and outside influences stirring up drama or negativity. At the same time, the universe is bringing an important chapter to a close. One of the main reasons for this is that you've changed. Your mindset is different now, and you've grown beyond old patterns. What stands out most is the need for rest and recovery. It feels like you've been through a long period of feeling isolated, overlooked, abandoned, or unsupported, as though nobody truly cared about what you were going through. That chapter is ending. There may be someone from your past attempting to re-enter your life right now. However, Spirit is making it very clear that this cycle has already been completed. That person may still try to come back. Everyone has free will. But the message I'm receiving is strong. Your angels are encouraging you not to reopen the door to someone whose chapter in your life has already ended. 10 of Wands, there is someone in your life who is finding it difficult to release their attachment to you. They are not ready to let go of the connection you once shared, nor are they prepared to accept that this chapter may be reaching its natural conclusion. Whether through lingering feelings, unfinished emotions, or a deep sense of nostalgia, this person continues to hold on to the hope that there is still a place for them in your journey. They seem to view your connection as something meaningful and significant, and part of them wishes to remain involved in your life. They miss the conversations, the shared experiences, and the sense of familiarity that came with being close to you. Even if they are not openly expressing these feelings, their energy suggests a reluctance to completely walk away. There is a sense that they are still carrying emotional baggage related to the situation and have not fully processed the lessons or closure that this connection was meant to bring. At the same time, your path has been leading you toward a very different kind of growth. The period of solitude and self-reflection you have experienced has not been wasted. In fact, it has become one of the most transformative phases of your life. While there may have been moments of loneliness, uncertainty, or emotional heaviness, those experiences have ultimately helped shape a stronger, wiser, and more self-aware version of yourself. You have been shedding old beliefs, outdated patterns, and emotional burdens that no longer align with the person you are becoming. Much like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you have undergone a powerful inner transformation. What once felt like an ending is now revealing itself as a new beginning, one that is filled with greater purpose, self-understanding, and personal empowerment. Many of you have rediscovered passions that were once forgotten or neglected. You are reconnecting with dreams, goals, and aspirations that truly resonate with your soul. There is a renewed sense of motivation building within you, encouraging you to pursue what genuinely fulfills you, rather than settling for what merely feels comfortable or familiar. You have the Emperor card showing up here, and this is a powerful signal of structure, authority, and self-leadership coming into your life. The Emperor isn't just about external control. It's about you learning to become the stable force in your own world. It speaks to stepping into maturity, making decisions with clarity, and no longer allowing uncertainty or other people's opinions to dictate your direction. Right now, this energy is asking you to ground yourself. Think in terms of long-term foundations rather than short-term reactions. Where things may have felt scattered or emotionally driven before, you're now being guided toward a more deliberate and structured way of moving forward. This can show up as taking responsibility for something important, setting stronger boundaries, or finally committing to a path you've been hesitant about. I'm also seeing a noticeable shift in your mindset. It's not small or superficial. It's a deep internal restructuring. You're starting to recognize patterns that once kept you stuck, especially old beliefs about control, fear, or self-doubt. Instead of repeating them, you're beginning to question them, and that questioning is what creates change. This is where the old self begins to loosen its grip, making space for a more confident and grounded version of you to emerge. There's also an element of emotional discipline coming through with this card. The Emperor doesn't act impulsively. He observes, assesses, and then moves with intention. You may find yourself naturally becoming less reactive and more intentional in how you respond to people and situations. This is part of your growth, not shutting emotions down, but learning to lead them instead of being led by them. From a broader perspective, this shift you're experiencing feels protective in nature. Sometimes life restructures itself in ways that don't make immediate sense, but later reveal why certain doors closed or certain changes were necessary. Even disruptions or discomforts can be part of redirecting you toward a more aligned path. It's less about chaos and more about realignment. You're being guided through a process of stepping into your own authority. That doesn't necessarily mean power over others. It means power over your choices, your direction, and your energy. The more you trust your ability to lead yourself, the less you'll feel pulled off course by external noise. There's also a strong message of support around you. Whether you interpret that as intuition, inner wisdom, spiritual guidance, or a support system in your life, the feeling is that you are not navigating this shift alone. You're being encouraged to trust the timing of what's unfolding, even if you can't see the full picture yet. In practical terms, this is a good time to focus on structure, organizing your goals, setting clear priorities, and making decisions that reflect the future you actually want, not just what feels familiar. Small, consistent actions will matter more than big emotional swings right now. That's all I have for you in today's reading. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next reading.